Hi there, in this demo I'm going to demonstrate how Ctrl Shift works and how you can leverage data from Ctrl Shift to fail over and fail back your VMs between vCenters, between sites, and even the cloud, although I'm not going to touch on the cloud today. So the first thing I need to do is go into the Datetrim plugin. And here in protection, I have already pre-created a Citrix 30 minutes RPO group that if we look at it, what it's actually doing is taking snapshots every half an hour and retaining for 4 hours, but also replicating to another DVX and retaining those replicas for 8 hours. So DVX 110 is the one where the VM is actually running, the Citrix VM, and there are 8 snapshots. And the VX98 is the replica where I'm keeping the remote snapshots. So what I want to do is now fail over my Citrix VM from one vCenter to the other, from one site to the other. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is go in Ctrl Shift. And here at the UI in Ctrl Shift, well, the first thing you see is like, what are the DVX systems that I have connected? So I have a Cloud DVX, which is the long-term archiving solution, but I have also 3 other DVXs. And here I can see the topology. What I'm going to do is go into disaster recovery and create a plan. I'm going to call it Citrix DR. And then I have the ability here to select if I want to create a plan that will fail over to a secondary DVX on-prem, or if I want to fail over to SDDC on VMware Cloud on AWS, which I'm going to leave this topic for another video, another demo. So let's fail over to a secondary DVX. Okay, so if I first select DVX 110, which is my source, and this is where I'm going to go DVX 98, which is another site. Next, so it already looks at those 2 DVXs and see what are the protection groups that are created and are replicating. So there's only one really, which is the Citrix that contains a single VM there. So I'm going to say next. The next I need to select a data store. I have pre-created a data store called disaster recovery, which I'm going to select. And I'm going to select the target vCenter. So it just so happens that the DVX 98, which is a target, is connected to 2 vCenters, so I have the ability to select one of the vCenters. I'm going to select this one. Now I need to do the mapping. So mapping is I need to map folders. So I want to Citrix folder to falls into core infrastructure on the target environment. Okay. I'm going to map compute resources. So this will be the cluster. To cluster, I can actually select multiple different things depending on what type of VMs and how many VMs I'm putting in this protection group or this DR plan. Map virtual network. So in my original vCenter, this VM is using VLAN 248. I could select another one on the destination, but I'm gonna use the same because I know I can leverage the same subnet. Okay. And here in IP addresses, if you don't have a stretched network or stretched VLANs across the data centers, you might need to re-IP, and Ctrl Shift will do the re-IP for you. All you need to fill in here are either the range or direct IP addresses. I don't need to do that, so I'm going to skip that today. I can run scripts, which I will not today. And then the recovery steps, and this is going to be very, very simple. So the first thing that I need to select is I want to recover the protection group, the entire protection group, and here is my protection group. I could do individual VMs if I wanted to, and I only want to recover the VMs that were powered on when it's snapshotted. Remember, I can have multiple VMs in a single protection group. I can run scripts, pre-recover actions, and scripts post recover, which I will skip today. And next, and then I have the ability to select a few compliance emails that I want to get or not. For this demo, I'm just not gonna select anything. So finish, and that's it. My Citrix DR plan is created, and if I go inside the plan, I can see continuous compliance widget here, which will continually check that all the options that I have selected are in place and are working. So I have the guarantee that when I need to trigger the DR, everything is going to work properly. So if I click in show, you actually see here the tests that have been done. And you can even generate a quick PDF document to show you and to demonstrate to management that it is compliant. Okay, so now that we have a DR plan created, we are replicating the VM through the protection group. So the next thing that you can do as part of Control Shift is test your plan. So which is actually executing the plan, but not actually committing. So let's do a test here. So test, I can select a snapshot. So there are multiple snapshots. Every half an hour is one snapshot being replicated. I'm gonna just use the last one, right, which is the latest one, which would be this one here. And it's already telling me that the snapshot is already on the remote site, and no replication is needed. If I want to stop or not any errors, I'll say stop if there are any errors. So here are the steps. We'll recover one VM and then restore any files. And to execute that, I just need to type a test plan and finish. So it is actually restoring the VM. If I go to my destination vCenter, you'll see the VM is already here. It's not connected, and I have the option to clean up now, right? So clean up. There we go. But I know that the test finished without any errors. Good. I need to acknowledge here. Test executed. All right. So now we're back to the main screen where we have tested the plan. But let's say now you actually have an outage on your primary data center or on your primary vCenter, and it's down, and you actually need to trigger the DR. So let's do that. So I'm going to select here the plan, and I'm going to say fail over. It did all the checks, everything passed. I'm going to hit next. I can select a snapshot of one, and then if I want to go back a couple hours or so, I'm gonna use the latest one here in this case. Next. Here's the steps that it's going to take. So we recover one VM, and then we'll promote the protection group on the protected site. So we'll make it the protection group active. So anyway, so I'm gonna say fail over, and we're gonna hit finish, and I'm going to show you here that a new VM was created and powered on. And it's live. It's as easy as that. And then I'll have the option to actually roll back everything that I did or commit. In this case, I'm going to commit. And here's where things get interesting, because based on your plan, Control Shift allows you to create a failback plan automatically. So I'm committing. Oh, yeah. This is live. I'm going to commit, but at the same time, I want to create a failback plan. Commit. Right. So I can create a PDF report here that tells me that I executed unplanned failover, and it tells me all the resources, what it was in the source and what is in the target, and how did it go, which went really well. And said, look, RTO was 6 seconds. It took 6 seconds to recover my VM in my DR site. That's incredible, actually. Anyway, this was a demo of the failover. In the next video, I'm gonna show you how to enable the failback of the VMs. Thank you.